StrikeForce is a unique cybersecurity company that provides mobile device security and also secure video conferencing. And with me is Mark Kay, the CEO of StrikeForce, and George Waller, the Executive Vice President. So great to have you both.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So Mark, let's start with the share price, currently 4 to 5 cents. What is StrikeForce doing to increase the share price?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, I can't say why we're trading at that level, but I believe our stock will most definitely increase greatly once our sales get going and we announce some deals, which we should be doing very shortly. Also, we're doing much more marketing and some very good companies that George will discuss after me, which already has a major positive effect on us with cost not an issue. We're also getting very close as we keep adding updates to our secure safety chat that meet the needs of many of our potential clients that are constantly testing our product and being impressed by it, such as recording, which has become a legal issue, and now a final testing only weeks away. Keep in mind, we have spent a year and a half building our safety chat, where much of our competition spent many years, and they still aren't as secure, which is becoming critical. We are growing rapidly as we work very diligently.
So, and of course, revenues, big part of share price. And you talked a little bit about sales. I mean, what are some things that you've got going on that might boost revenues?
Yeah, and so first of all, in increasing the share price, by the way, the stock price went up from 0.0022 cents last December to about 5 cents. And yes, it went much higher for a couple of days or so when we had some shareholders that bought our stock at 30 cents, but complain now that it's around 5 cents. However, I actually see our stock as a huge increase from last December to the current price. I believe we'll beat that price over time, and who knows to what level, I can't say by when, but revenues are coming and some deals have been achieved already. Please keep in mind, we're still aiming to move to the NASDAQ. So in terms of, can we share information about deals that we've done? We've completed 2 deals recently, which is a big step. One is an investment firm buying our secure safety chat, bringing in another investment companies that will use safety chat and will be putting out a PR with a testimonial about the IT group, mentioning the company. Who IT is an analyst company that by my partner, George, will discuss also further. The other deal is a decent-sized company with unique API we are now developing, and they already paid us for about half of the development towards revenue, which is great. This deal will take a number of months to complete, so it won't be something that I could say will be weeks away, which should also provide us a big opportunity with the APIs that George will be discussing.
So George, let's bring you in. So I understand you just released V2.1. So explain what that is exactly, and will that appeal to small, medium, large businesses? How will that work?
Sure, that's a great question, Jane. Thank you. So SafeVchat 2.1 is our latest release, as you just mentioned. And until now, SafeVchat was mostly for the small size company. There were a couple of things that we still needed to build into it. Now that we released 2.1 has all those great features that the medium and larger companies that we've been meeting with over the last year, that they asked us to build in. For example, we now have a corporate shared database. That is very, very important, because as a large company, you want one centralized location for all of your shared contacts, and then you also want an individual database for each individual or meeting manager, meeting creator. We built that in. In fact, the system we're on right now with you, they don't even have that in this system. So that it gives us a huge advantage over the marketplace. The second thing is a lot of the larger clients have asked us, can you build a really cool tool to import your CSVs from multiple databases? So we went ahead and built that. And since we're about security, Jane, we also went ahead and built more authentication methods. We now have 8 different authentication methodologies for a SafeVchat. There isn't another product on the market that has more than one method. We have 8 methods. And in fact, what's really exciting is that 2 of those methods are biometrics. We now have fingerprint that we've been using, and we're now introducing probably this week, next week, facial recognition. So imagine you just got to look at your camera on your phone and you can automatically log into your video conference. That's pretty cool. Additional things that folks wanted us to build in new background features for virtual backgrounds, and as well as we went ahead and we improved our audio and video quality. And the last thing that we did in 2.1 is that we opened up a set of APIs so that our partners, our reseller channel, can easily integrate this to third-party shopping carts. Because if you can integrate it easily to a shopping cart, it means you can sell it more easily. So everything we did here in 2.1 was looking at advancing the product so that we can get more sales.
And then what is the IT group? How you've engaged with them? How will that enhance the business?
Yeah, the IT group is absolutely one of the most premier analyst groups that specialize in cybersecurity research, consultant, and insight in the industry, bar none. Engaging with them was extremely strategic for us. Their analysts have been in the industry, and they're basically working with they have a deep level knowledge in cybersecurity, and they've been working to communicate IT risks to boards, to CISOs that are in financial services, in the insurance industry, in the healthcare, in retail industries. And just so happens that the very same people that they consult with are the very same groups and people that need our SafeVchat. So collaborating with the IT group is absolutely imperative. And I'll tell you something that was shocking for us. In our first meeting with them, they actually looked at our platform and told us about a unique value proposition that only SafeVchat offers, that no other video conferencing solution on the marketplace offers, which is secure collaboration for incident response. Well, what that means is this. When a company has a breach, they go into lockdown mode. We see it every day, right? They close everything. They shut off all the servers. They bring in people to analyze what went on, what kind of malware was it, and so on. But they lock all the doors and windows, as literally. Well, what happens here is when those companies do that, well, they still have to communicate with regulators. They got to communicate with employees. They still have to communicate with partners. Well, how are they going to do that if all these machines are infected? Well, guess what? Our solution, because it is based on out-of-band authentication, has a second channel for communications and authentication. What does that mean? It means that companies that are in a breach mode can utilize our system to keep them safe, keep all of their information safe as they're communicating with all the industries and people that they need to communicate with until they get over this problem. So our system is the only secure collaboration for incident response on the market. They told us about that in our very first meeting. And that's the type of value, strategic value, they're going to bring to StrikeForce.
Now, of course, we've seen video conferencing just absolutely explode during the pandemic. How do you plan to get the word out about your services?
Oh, well, that's one of the things that's very near and dear to my heart, because one of the things we did was we worked and signed on and engaged with a company called American Eagle. American Eagle is one of the premier digital marketing companies in the country, bar none. First thing that American Eagle did when we sat down is they said, we got to create a completely new web presence for you. Then we have to create a whole set of Facebook ads. We got to create LinkedIn ads. We have to develop a very extensive social marketing campaign. We also went out. We now have billboards that are running in Times Square through one of our partners. And more importantly, as Mark alluded to this before, is that we have a lot of money in the bank to spend on marketing. And one thing that everyone knows, and it's proven in the industry, is that when you have money in the bank to spend on marketing, you will get more sales. And that's the mode that we're in right now. We're introducing our marketing and awareness across the country, and then we'll also be, basically taking that and doing that around the rest of the world as well. But we're concentrating right now here in the U.S.
Now, some of the deals that Mark referred to, I mean, how will those enhance the business or, maybe lead to more deals or more sales in the future? Sure.
Two of the deals that Mark made mention of, they're very unique in a way that not only are they unique in what they do, in the concept, but it enabled us to see a much bigger picture. And check this out. Both of these companies had called up companies like Zoom and WebEx and Join Me in Teams. And every one of those major companies, they walked away from these opportunities. They didn't even understand what was going on with that opportunity. And in both these opportunities, that we're actually building a custom API. What that API is going to do is going to enable these companies to embed our solution directly into their SalesForce style automation process. So our application is going to be embedded, our SafeVchat, right into their applications. And the only way to do that is by building an API. And you also, the only way to do it is you have to have a system that's completely modular, which our SafeVchat is, and our SafeVchat needs to also be able to put on someone else's premise, and none of the other solutions on the market can do that. So the fact that we have our out-of-band authentication, the fact that we have the security, the fact that we have this that it can be put on premise so that someone else can manage it, the fact that we're building these APIs that it can be embedded directly into their applications is going to open up a host of new opportunities that we never even thought of when we started building this technology. But now people are coming to us and saying, hey, you know what? I have an opportunity, and I'll give you an example. In one of them, the company that came to us, they have an application that sits on within a major manufacturer, a worldwide manufacturer, in 2,000 locations just here in the U.S. And our application is going to sit within all of those applications so that people on the fly can basically have a video conference with another person. Obviously, I'm not going into the specifics of the deal until Mark puts out a formal PR about it. But this manufacturer, the parent manufacturer, they've got over 2,000 locations, and they're worldwide. They're a Fortune 100 company, and our solution is going to be embedded right into their sales process, and for very high-end goods. And this is extremely exciting because there's going to be tens of thousands of salespeople using this on practically a daily basis. And that's just one of their customers. And they have a whole bunch of other customers as well. The other group, they're taking that same API that we're building for this other group, and they're embedding it in a whole new way, where they've got 1,500 amazing gurus from around the world that are going to be sharing important information with folks, where people can sign on and instantly get access to the guru utilizing our SafeVchat, and it's going to be an on-demand transaction-based business in that concept. So we've got these unique opportunities that none of the other companies can address because of their architectures, because of their technology is very limited, whereas we can. And the key to all of this, Jane, is that we're doing this all in a secure fashion. SafeVchat is the world's most secure video conferencing solution, and now we're actually extending that even beyond where it is today. So it's a very exciting time at StrikeForce.
Yeah, well, and you're certainly in a hot industry, and please keep us up to date. George and Mark, great to have you today, and we look forward to updates.